Well, to the surprise of absolutely no one, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is getting spit roasted in the reviews. It's not good. We're talking in the 30s here. And that's a huge problem because Indiana Jones, I mean, that should be a home run in and of itself. It's hard to mess up, or I should say it's hard to mess up, but unfortunately, when you hire bitter, delusional Hollywood feminists like Phoebe Waller Bridge, this is the result. And we see this in other works that she's done, which is No Time to Die, Solo. Do you see the trend of her work? In her work, there's a main character star that is overshadowed by a female counterpart. In Solo, it was his love interest, Daenerys Targaryen. In No Time to Die, it wasn't a love interest, it was the new 007. There's always a woman in there to basically upstage and humiliate her male counterpart because you have to have that in there. And the trailer, which we're going to watch, it starts out with, oh, come on.
Estaremos aquí
You're making me watch an ad to watch an ad. Are you?
para que tú puedas estar ahí.
That's
Encuentra
pretty
desde la
egregious.
vitamina A hasta la Z con entrega en tan solo una
So look
hora.
at the first part of this trailer. Look at this. So you see Indiana Jones. He's in his underwear. Not really wearing a shirt. He's falling asleep. He's old. He's got an old school TV. This is an insult to Indiana Jones, and it's deliberate. This is to say, your hero, yeah, he's just a normal, gross, out of touch guy trying to deconstruct the heroes of the past because these fucking mutants, these evil, demonic, detestable Hollywood types, they see villains as heroes and heroes as villains. They want to deconstruct everything because they want to find the things that make it terrible, even if it's something otherwise wholesome and amazing and good that instills a sense of pride and goodness, like something like Indiana Jones, which is, for the most part, you have the Last Crusade about fighting the Nazis. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good old classic story. It was a great movie. But since then, they've done absolutely nothing with it to make it something that people want to see. And this is the final nail in the coffin. Where Indiana Jones is an old man. Are
Want
you
to save on
kidding
gear
me?
that rocks? Let Microsoft Edge's smart browser features find you deals.
Where
And
Indiana
coupons
Jones
from
is an
across
old
the web.
man. He's sad. He's
How will you
living
shop
by
and save
himself.
with Edge?
I mean, this is just depressing. Yeah, he looks just like a sad, confused old man. Now, let me give you a counter to this. Instead of an obnoxious, self-insert character that is like Indiana Jones but better and is going to lecture him on all this political stuff, instead of having her here, which is a detriment to, everything behind the scenes, on camera, poison for the movie, clearly by the numbers. Instead of having her, why don't you have Harrison Ford introduce his son? I don't mean like overtly, like, this is my son. But you reveal that Indiana Jones has a son, not Shia LaBeouf, a man's man, somebody who can carry on the Indiana Jones name, and he has named him Indiana Jones. Now, you may think that that's crazy, but Indiana Jones' name is actually Junior. They named him Junior. Indiana was the dog. So this would be a perfect thing where Indiana's like, I've always wanted to be named Indiana, so I named my kid Indiana. So Indiana Jones, you can continue the series with a strong, young, masculine man who's following in his father's footsteps. Maybe he was kidnapped. maybe his father was killed for an artifact, and the last clues are telling his son where to find it. Have like a Nathan Drake situation where his son's an absolute badass. His son is like his father, but he's just upgraded in many ways, like an expert in martial arts, basically like a Laura Croft type of hero. Or you could do one where you have somebody like that and Harrison Ford is still there, but he's the old man like his father was, played by the great Sean Connery. You could do a lot of that stuff, and that would go over very well. But instead, you do this. And this is repellent. Because feminism is poison to most people, but they're not going to say it. They're just not going to watch or be interested. They're going to tune it out. Yeah, this is sad. Why would you go to an Indiana Jones to watch this? Why would you watch this? What does this have to do with Indiana Jones, for the love of God? Oh, but it's his life and no, Indiana Jones's life should be that he gave up teaching a long time ago. He has a family, and his son is in the same business as him. And yeah, he's getting older, but he still has it. I don't want this sad Harrison Ford, oh, I'm old, but I got one more left in me. No. Give the man the dignity he deserves and pass the torch to a new generation, but not like this. This is fucking atrocious, and this is why people hated this.
I'm retiring.
Well, in that case, what are we drinking?
Same for the goddaughter.
Goddaughter. God, she's so horrible.
Told me you found something on a train during the war. A dial that could change the course of history.
Why are you chasing the thing that drove your father crazy? Don't move.
I need to get out of here.
Do you notice that the ad is, a lot of it's about her? I didn't realize the first time that a lot of it's about her. But nobody cares about her. Do you understand this? This is self-insert porn bullshit for these fucking mentally ill cultists. No one cares about Phoebe Waller-Bridge. No one cares about her. She's not a big star. Hollywood apparently thinks she is, but she's not a household name. No one gives a shit about her. No one knows her character. No one cares. Who were we here for? What is the name of this? Indiana Jones. First and front and center. No one cares about her, and you're going to litter and pollute the majority of the trailer with her. No one cares about her. Stop trying to make girl boss feminist bullshit work. It never will. And the casualty of all of this has been the productivity, the financial security, and well-being of these IPs that were beloved. Star Wars, Star Trek, Indiana Jones, all of these things have been violated and terminated. Terminator. I mean, all of it has been defiled. Because there is this cult-like mentality in Hollywood that in order to make something good, we have to add women in there. And people of color, just throw everyone in there. Who cares about Indiana Jones? He needs to play second fiddle. They all do. Because we need to teach men that they're not so great. And we women can do anything that a man can do. Except for apparently screenwrite a good James Bond movie and make a convincing role in this that's likable and endearing. You can apparently do everything except make people like you and want to watch your stuff. You can absolutely destroy content that smarter, better men than you created. I have no doubt. Your incompetence and narcissism and greed and delusion can destroy anything quicker than anyone. Kathleen Kennedy ruining Star Wars in the way that she did, that was just surgical efficiency. No man could have ruined Star Wars in that amount of time. It would have taken many more years to just suck the soul out of the average Star Wars fan. When you've got Star Wars theory in the place that he is mentally with Star Wars, That is a failure of a level that I can't even begin to properly describe to you. If a guy that invested in Star Wars has lost interest, I should say losing interest, you have fucked up. Same thing with this. Stop putting women as these obnoxious, bratty, over the top, politically charged, feminist, girl boss main characters. No one likes them. No one likes Rey. No one likes whoever this is. Stop trying to make this a thing. It's never going to work.
Dr. Jones, get him. Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all.
You stole it.
Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
Ugh. Oh, it fucking hurts. It's called capitalism.
Fasten your seatbelt. There might be some turbulence.
You've taken your chances, made your mistakes, and now a final triumph.
What mistakes? Do I have to explain this? This hurts me to watch. It does. And some people may think I'm being melodramatic. I'm not. Here's the problem. You have these entitled, fucking worthless human beings that in Hollywood get hired around and passed around, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. They pass her around, and she works on these projects. She has never contributed a single thing of value to any of these projects, not one, and has drained resources from them, has drained and taken away from them. And now you've got Indiana Jones. How do they portray him? Old, sad, he's retiring. And here, this woman, who I don't know the name of her character, I don't care. She's sitting here telling Indiana fucking Jones, the named character of this, that, hey, you've made a bunch of mistakes, but now, hey, maybe in the end you can get one. Yeah, one more win. I mean, you failed a bunch and you made a lot of terrible decisions and you failed and messed up and you're sad and miserable and alone, but let me tell you how to do things. It's like, this is depressing. These old characters deserve better. They deserve more respect. They deserve to be treated with deference, not deconstructed, humiliated, and replaced. This is a huge issue. And you will never win people over with people like her. Just ugly inside and out. Grotesque political beliefs. Just a foul person to listen to, and the toxicity that oozes out of every pore of their body. It makes everything worse.
Final triumph.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones!
A few times in my life, I've seen things. I've been tortured with voodoo. Been shot 9 times, including once by your father.
Sorry!
But I've been looking for this all my life.
I guess a hard pass from me. Wait, did it jump up to 48? I could have sworn that was in the 30s. Did that update? So it went from a 32 or a 33 to 48? Let's see. Hmm. Irish Times, interesting. Rolling Stone. There are needs being met here, but they aren't storytelling based so much as stoking the fan base and meeting the bottom line was. Well, stoking the fan base, no, nothing in there is stoking the fan base. There are so many chase sequences that the movie seems held together with a slender bit of plot, rather than the other way around. Worse yet, they're so heavily CG'd. They come off as grimly dutiful rather than thrilling or delightful. The de-aging and other manipulations of Ford's body only serve to demonstrate that Dial of Destiny just wants to turn back the clock instead of doing anything new. Interesting. It's a sad and safe ending for the series that once prided itself on big escapades and larger than life emotions. Dial of Destiny shows that some relics should just stay buried. Goddamn. It's an improvement on the. Oh, poor George. But James Mangold's adventure is both tame and unnecessary. The jokes, the zest, the exuberance just aren't there. So instead of a joyous send-off of our beloved hero, we get a depressing reminder of how much livelier the past. Yeah. This is a big, bombastic movie that goes through the motions but never finds much joy in the process. Despite John Williams's hard-working score continuously pushing our nostalgic buttons. Yeah, no, that's true. Is a dutifully eager but ultimately rather joyless piece of nostalgic hokum. Yeah, well, I mean, this seems like what I expected it to be. This seems like what I expected it to be, because this type of content, which is just shat out from Hollywood, it is dripping with that sort of, replace the old guy with the new girl boss, show how miserable he is. They did the same thing with Luke. Han Solo got the same treatment. They treated Harrison Ford in these franchises the same way. Oh, these old guys, they're old and out of touch and they aren't that good. But now the younger women are going to come in and show them how it's done. No. People don't want that. And anyone who suggests otherwise is lying to you. They are being deceitful and dishonest and manipulative because they're either in a cult or they seek to be in the cult. They want to pander to it because they want to be in the in-group. They want insider access, and we're going to do a video in a little bit on iDubbbz. In that situation, where he's essentially pulling an Ethan Klein and denouncing himself and his past audience and all of that in order to get in good with advertisers, in order to get in good with the establishment like Ethan Klein did, doing the same exact thing. Oh, I was so problematic. I was so terrible. My content was so bad, so troubling. I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to, it's like trying to pander to the woke is revolting. And people should call it out and make fun of it. There's nothing about this that's remotely Indiana Jones. It is an Indiana Jones skin suit worn by a delusional narcissistic woman that wants to insert herself into this project. So, That's my thoughts on this. It's embarrassing. It's yet another cap in the feather of these egotists that are part of this deranged, delusional ideology in Hollywood that continues not to deliver what fans actually want, which is a good, authentic, well done, well written experience that's crazy, I know, but about the main character. Not some no name, random, bitter, deranged feminist piece of garbage from Hollywood who has a character no one's ever heard of and no one will ever care about. They want more Indiana Jones. They want more Luke Skywalker, not Ray Palpatine. On that note, I will bid you guys a good day, and I'll see you next time.